So today we need to have a talk about integrity. And, I'm always going on about integrity with my clients and in sessions, and they always kind of want to know, what is it with you and integrity? You harp on about integrity all the time. Well, it's really simple. For me, integrity is simply the core of who you are. Integrity is when there is an alignment with your spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, meaning that what you believe and what you think about and what you feel and what you do is in alignment. So you can't be thinking one thing or believe one thing, but your behavior exhibits something completely different. That is not being in integrity. So integrity is an alignment of all of those areas of your life, and integrity is really about keeping your promises and keeping your agreements. And as far as I'm concerned, the world is in the state that it's in at the moment because people just simply operate from a lack of integrity in their own lives, and then that is going to reflect in your outside world. So, keeping agreements seems to be really hard for people. And I want you to really look at how you are with agreements in your own life. First of all, the agreements and the promises that you make to yourself of how you are going to eat, how you are going to sleep, how you are going to communicate to the people in your life, how you are going to handle your finances, the things that you are going to get done every day. We make these endless promises to ourselves that we constantly break. And then, of course, we're not going to keep our promises to other people in our lives. And if you're doing that, then it's a complete break in integrity to be keeping agreements with other people but not keeping them with yourself. Who you are and how you are with yourself is going to reflect in the outside world. And if you are experiencing in the outside world a disrespect or broken agreements with the people that you work with or the people that you are in relationship with, then you need to take a look at where you are the one that is actually doing the breaking of the agreements, because that stuff is simply being reflected back to you. So, agreements is how you are real with yourself about what you can and cannot do. So don't make an agreement or a promise if you know you're not actually going to be able to fulfill it. And stop being so nice and stop being so PC all the time, because all that ends up happening is that you end up lying. Yes, no, that's fine for me. Or yeah, I can absolutely do that. And then you now have to come up with an excuse at a later stage to explain why you actually can't do it and that actually it's not going to work for you. Just be honest from step one. And integrity is about honesty, and it's about truth, the truth of who you are in the world, and not feeling like you have to apologize or make excuses for who you are in the world. So stop saying yes when you need to be saying no. Stop promising that you can do something when you know you are not going to be able to do it. Because all that happens when you break trust and you break agreements is that you create a lack of safety for the people in your life. They don't know where they stand with you, and they don't trust your word anymore. And that's one of the worst things that you can do in any relationship, is break trust that leads the other person to not be able to know where they stand with you, feel safe with you, and actually rely on you. And trust is a cornerstone of relationship. And behind trust is keeping agreements, and behind that is operating with integrity. So it is really important that you show up when you say you're going to show up. If you have RSVP'd to a dinner or a party or a wedding or some event or a business meeting, you show up on time for that event. Otherwise, do not RSVP yes in the first place. We live in a society of maybe, and it's got to stop, because the lines are blurred constantly. And please recognize how that is blurring in our society kind of rules and laws and world rules and laws. And we wonder why there's such chaos everywhere all the time. It starts at this small level. So, keep your agreements to do what you said you would do with everybody in your life. Otherwise, don't make the promise in the first place. And I feel very strongly about this because 90% of the work that I do is around people who are operating from a lack of integrity in their lives, their communications, and their relationships. And, your life would work in a far more profound way if you just did what you said you would do and you keep your agreements with yourself and other people in your life. So one of the most important words that you can start using in your life in order to get integrity back is no. No is a really powerful word, especially when it comes to setting boundaries. No, I cannot do that. No, I won't be coming. No, I don't have the money to lend you. No, I know myself well enough to know that I cannot commit to that. If you can start getting very real and honest with yourself and telling people exactly what your truth is, then other people know exactly where they stand with you. They know exactly what they can and cannot expect from you, and everybody feels safe. So please take a look at your life today in terms of your integrity with your health, with your fitness, with your finances, with your family relationships, with your intimate relationship, with your colleagues, with work, with how you operate in your home. Just take a look at all the different areas of your life to see, how many promises are you actually breaking on a daily basis, and stop it and get into action to align, all of that stuff, the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, so that you are operating with integrity at all times. And watch how quickly your life shifts. Watch how quickly the quality of your relationship shift. And let's start seeing what starts shifting in our communities and our country when people just simply get back into a state of integrity.